What is happening, Minnesite? So I'm back with another video, and I am just taking a break right now. Grabbed myself a bit of noodles. I'm just gonna show you my apartment. I just got back recently though. Doing a little bit of everything and working out. I haven't stopped since I got back. And last night was pretty crazy. I've just been, going around the city, downtown. I found a girl. She was from Toronto, and she was actually really cool, for a government chick. She was really, no, I mean, she was super friendly. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that later, but yeah, in the meantime, I'm just trying to get my feet on the ground. What I would want to say right now for people who have been basically kind of like, out of their comfort zone. I'd say that a lot of things have been happening this year, a lot of craziness. We just had Hurricane Fiona. Hurricane Fiona was bad. It rocked the Rock and on the East Coast, different places, Charlottetown, PEI, they're without electricity. So that's pretty bad. But I would just say, if people were to get out to, I guess either the hardware store. I made a couple of videos. This is just something which, for example, you can get some lighters. If you have to light the stove, that's for people who are going to be without power, There's also all kinds of things like crank radios, and I'm going to have to clean up this mess, but yeah. I would just say to people, go talk to others who are in the know, like what's happening now with, this hurricane was terrible. A lot of people, my family, they were lucky. I was lucky, but some people right now they're without electricity, and some people have actually lost their homes. So I'm just trying to organize right now. I would like to take this opportunity to just say a couple of things personally. Honestly, let me get this light going, because I need to sit down for a minute. All right, there we go. Yeah, let me get the tripod. Okay. A couple of things I would like people to do, and you could take this with a grain of salt. Let's try to find good people offline. I say that because everybody needs help sometimes, especially when we're faced with a crisis or moments where we're basically going to be on our own. So if you're on your own a lot, I just say, if you don't have friends, you can prep accordingly, which means getting tools, little things. I had to get a charger for my dad. He didn't have one. My parents, they got a lot, but there's a lot of things that they just don't know too much about. So, for all the young people out there, I would just say spend less time on social media, because there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things which people get distracted easily these days, and they're not focusing on their grind. They're not saving money, If you don't have any money squared away, even if it's like $20, I would suggest that you hold on to that, because that $20 will buy you some food. People, they don't think too far ahead these days. They just, they spend money like that there's no tomorrow. And then there's people, last night, I was downtown. I had a good time. I had a pretty decent meal in me. I've actually had a few good meals. My mother, she bakes the best muffins and soup. So I want to get into that. I want to get into a little bit of cooking, but at the same time, I just say, live below your means and prep accordingly, because again, we don't know how long this pandemic is going to last for, and there's other things going on like a storm, and I just say, you know what, when in doubt, just focus on the basics. You know, you want to live below your means. Stop trying to one up everybody else, because I hate the fact that, you know, the society has become like materialistic. We're buying phones that are like the price of cars. The iPhone 14, like with 24 down payments, you could buy a car with that kind of money. It's crazy. And by that time, there's always going to be something newer and better. If you really insist on getting an iPhone or get a smartphone, get like a refurbished phone. I think that would probably be the most sensible thing to do. Get a refurbished phone, and you could get a decent amount of storage. You can get a decent amount of storage with that. It won't even cost that much. Maybe $200 or less, depending on where it is you shop to. I shop smart. I'm pretty smart when it comes to that. Okay, and not only that, it's not about what it is you have, but what you can do with it. Okay, what you can do with that thing. If you really need an upgrade, wait a while. I say wait a while because when people are going to be trying to upgrade for this holiday season, don't worry. You're bound to see a lot of sales and a lot of people trying to trade up. They want the smart TVs. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want those new pair of Nikes. It's human nature for some people to want to keep on buying things, and so naturally you're going to see a lot of goodies on the marketplace. Around here, they overcharge still on the marketplace. So yeah, I mean, but we may see a change yet if there's going to be. And there's going to be more of these storms. I would say that a lot of people are probably going to be more open to negotiation. Like, you know, if I, for example, people see other people who are struggling, they may be inclined to lower the price down a little bit. So basically, if you see somebody who's down on their luck, okay, or if they need help, that would probably be the opportune moment to try to help someone out. And like everybody's going through a struggle right now, I believe, whether it's financially, socially, you know, if they need a job or if they need some guidance from smart people, okay. Too many people around here are doing this. Well, not enough people are developing on their craft. They're not staying focused and staying on their grind. You know, this is what you got to do. This is that time where you got to start saving, because you know what, there's going to always come a time when people are going to be out of money. They're going to be out of options, and you don't want to have that happen to you. So don't worry about the little things, like, you know, whatever it is that people are going to try to sell to you this coming winter. Your biggest concern right now is to just gather up tools, get the basics, get squared away, live below your means. I got this hat from secondhand from my dad. Thank you, Dad, for that. I'm sure that this is going to be used a lot. You're going to want to buy fleece blankets, you know, just blankets, get the basics, get your health back to 100%. If you have to, get vitamins. Don't worry about all the fancy clothes and all of that. You need to try to get, again, you need to get your budget under wraps and spend less time offline. Learn some skills, which are going to help you. Maybe survival skills, and then maybe you could put that in your YouTube channel. Don't leave your channels blank, because if you do, you're just a lazy NPC. And I don't know what you've been doing with your time, but this is that time where you gotta, like, you know, go. Even Frankie McDonald, you know, a guy who's not, you know, the brightest crayon in the box, but he's working, while other people are like screwing around. I don't know what they're doing. You know, I give respect for people like that, because they're working, trying to help making a difference, saving lives. They're not doing this for the attention, not particularly. But there are people out there that are trying to do good things every day. It's just sad that we don't see a lot of people doing that on YouTube. Usually people on YouTube are they're just there for the attention. And this is one of those times when people, they really gotta, show their worth. They gotta test their mettle. They gotta test their mettle and go out there. They need to go out there and start helping other people, because at the end of the day, all this like getting likes and attention on social media, that's fine, as entertainment. But sometimes, you just you gotta know when to put that stuff aside. You gotta know when it's time to, get back into reality and, focus on your grind. Help people when you can, because that's a good thing. If you could teach somebody, or if you could talk to some people, people will come. Some people might be inclined to help you, when you're in a jam, when you're in a tight spot, a tight situation, like these people who are now without electricity. And again, you know what? All these choices, you can buy stuff like this on the marketplace. Some of it might be a little bit expensive. I might actually have to give some of this stuff to somebody who really needs it, but we'll see. Anyway, the point is that you got to really save some money, because a few extra dollars here and there, when it comes time for the crunch, when you really find yourself needing something bad and you don't have the money, like saying, oh no, I spent it on chips or booze or cigarettes and now I got nothing. Well, that was your choice. Some people, they don't think ahead. We have a entire population of people here. They're not smart people, okay? They just do things on a whim, and they don't think ahead. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not developing on their skills. They're not staying away from these places which are not safe. I even shown clips of I think a fight that broke out, and that's not even that uncommon around here. People are just they're just not thinking clearly. They're not thinking rationally. So what people have to do, they really got to start. They got to get on the ball. They really do. They got to get in tune with what it is that they have to do. They got to make a list of priorities, and they just got to go do it. They got to start working. If they can't find work, they have to start working at home, or start getting in touch with people that are not, within like their comfort zone. You gotta challenge yourself. You have to challenge yourself daily. Find some good people offline, because they do exist, but they're not screwing around. They're not wasting time. They're not even on YouTube. I find some people are just they're working. They're successful. They don't even need the extra attention. Okay, so this is what you got to do. You got to make a list, get a journal. Okay, save some money, get on the phone, start calling up some people. Even if you find a job that's beneath you, if you feel like it's beneath you, at the end of the day, it's just still money in the bank. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be embarrassed if I could start mopping floors, or just like serving coffee again, just for a minimum wage. No job is too small for me. Like, I would still, be glad to, go to work if I can find any, because around here jobs are pretty scarce, and I find that YouTube is probably not the best place for me. But if for some people, if that works out, great. But I just say to people, whatever you decide on doing, make sure you do it well. Make sure that when you get into a position where you can help other people, do it. And if you can, teach people some skills. Don't leave your channels blank. Don't be like an idiot if you can find something to teach people, okay? Because it's all up to you. If you have the knowledge to share with individuals, that's a good thing. And I'm done. Peace out. Stay crafty. God bless.